system. There's a lot of them out there, but this is the one that we could get our hands on. It was relatively inexpensive, and there's a couple of different ways you can use it. So I'm gonna kind of talk to you about those different ways today. So you can see I've got two different things going on my hand right here. I have one nail that I have put a clear tip on, and I have blended it down using my 180 buffer, making sure that it is nice and flat to my nail surface. And then I also have a form. This is kind of like a Teflon foldable disposable form, and so you can use them two different ways. So what's included in this particular kit, and what is going to be in some of your building kits with the clear building gel, is a primer. If you've ever done nails before, you know that we're always going to prime our nails and get them pH balanced and in the correct mode to go ahead and have that nail tip attach really well. So we're gonna have a bottle of that. We also have a bottle of gel top coat that we're gonna be using, and then also we're going to have our builder in a bottle. This is actually the clear gel that we're going to use to build and make our nail extensions. So kind of cool. You also have to make sure that you have your files. So I've got 180 grit buffer. I have just a regular 180 grit file, a zebra file. Always make sure that you are taking your files and making sure the edges are nice and smooth so that we're not going to cut our client and cause an exposure incident. But these come in the kit with this, so I didn't really have to buy anything extra, which was super awesome. And I know that you guys have played with it a little bit at school, but we're gonna dive into it just a little bit more, and it is kind of a fun product to use. So let's go ahead and get into it. So like I said, I had prepped this nail. I had gotten some clear nail tips on Amazon. I wouldn't probably buy this brand again. They're pretty flimsy. When I was blending it into my nail bed, I had to be really, really careful not to make it take it down too far so that it had nothing to grab onto. But you definitely want to make sure that it's pretty seamless going from your nail extension into your natural nail. And then this is my form. So I have folded it, and it is under. I don't have really nail plate or a free edge, so I just kind of put that bad boy right under there. And I apologize for my cracked hairstylist hands. I can't even blame this on the recent pandemic, because this is what my hands look like all the time being in the world of hair. So you're also gonna need to make sure that you have a light. We have OPI lights, which they are super awesome. They last really, really long. A couple of things before I get into it, and I don't wanna forget to tell you, when I'm doing the thumb, anytime I'm using any sort of a cure, whether it's a flash cure or a regular minute to 3 minute kind of cure on my nails, when you're doing a thumb, always make sure that you put that thumb in flat and go ahead and cure that first, or vice versa, do your whole hand and then go and cure your nail, because you want that nail flat. If you put your hands in, everything on this thumbnail tends to slide down, and then it pulls, and then it comes off, and it just makes you go back over and do more work, so it's kind of a pain. So we're gonna get into it, and I'm not gonna do all of the filing and everything in front of you. I'm gonna post some pictures, and that way I can get this uploaded. For some reason, my phone takes forever. We're in the middle of nowhere, so everything takes forever to upload. So it'll be quicker if I just kind of show you what I'm doing really quick, and then post some after pictures of how they came out. So I'm really excited. One of the nails, I haven't decided which one, but one of the nails I'm gonna use this Artist Color Pop that I've gotten. It's a soak off gel polish. You can see I'm kind of in blue today. It's sort of blue and gray outside, so that's the mood that I'm in. But it is really a pretty blue glitter, so I'm gonna do that on one of these nails. I haven't decided, but I'm gonna leave one clear so you can see the overall look once we're done. So my nails are prepped. After you file and get everything ready to go, you're always gonna swab with an alcohol swab. These are like high demand right now. Us hairstylists are all sorts of COVID ready, right? We always have gloves, we have masks, we have alcohol, bleach galore. Like, we're ready for all this nonsense, right? So you're gonna take an alcohol swab, and you're gonna swab off any excess dust, and then you're gonna go ahead and put your primer on, letting that normalize your pH, get that nail ready, and just kind of wait for that to dry off. So the first thing we're gonna do, and the cool thing about this brand is they give you a really sort of foolproof step-by-step tutorial. And I'm gonna lie if I would say I'm not gonna glance at it, just because this is not something that I do all the time. So I'm gonna have that puppy right there in front of me. And I'm gonna take my builder in a bottle. So there's my builder in a bottle. It's just a clear gel. It looks like a gel top or base coat. There's nothing really super special looking about it. It just looks like a thick gel top and base coat. So I'm going to go ahead and take this, and I'm going to put it about 1/3 of the way down my nail, and I'm going to bring it out on my form, and I'm just going to sort of make a nail shape, you might need to go in for a little extra product depending on how much you get on your brush the first sort of go around. But I'm going to kind of get a little bit of a oval or an almond nail shape on my form. Let it kind of harden on there. Okay, then what we do, I should probably put on my glasses. Then what we do is a flash cure. So now that I've got it on my nail, I can see. Now that I've got it on my nail, I'm going to go ahead and flash cure it. They recommend 10 seconds. My light doesn't have a 10, it's got a 15, and I'm just gonna roll those dice today and flash cure it for a whole 15 seconds. So we're gonna do that step first. We're gonna kind of take it from a third of the way down the nail and extend it out onto my form. There's my flash cure. Then what I'm gonna do is take my builder in a bottle again, and I'm going to take it and just kind of act like it is a nail polish. I'm gonna bring it down my nail shape over my nail plate, reinforcing my sidewalls, making sure that everybody is covered and good to go. I really should have turned on my kitchen light. What was I thinking? Yeah. I'm not sure if you can hear my kids screaming in the background, but you know. Okay, so I've got my builder in a bottle sitting there, and then what you do is you float. So after we have coated it, there's no curing. We're gonna go ahead and we're going to float this bead on our nail. They said just to take a bead, float it on our nail at the apex of our nail, okay? There we go. I have a bead, and we're gonna float it, and now we're gonna cure this for another 10 seconds. Fancy. All right. So if I was doing a full set, then I would go ahead and I would do all those steps on all my nails. Okay, so once it's all done and you flash cured all those nails, I'm gonna actually go back in. I'm gonna add a little more product there just because I can see that I'm gonna have a little bit of a divot and I wanna have a little more nail there. So perhaps my bead was just a little bit too large, the bead that I floated, but I'm going to add just a little more product here. And then I'm gonna go ahead and give myself the 30-second final cure. And we're gonna see what we get. Okay, this product is self-leveling. We'll see. Okay. Curing, curing, curing. I'm gonna go ahead and bring this over here for a second just so I don't dump it because I am kind of clumsy. Look it, I've got a quarter of my nails done and I'm drinking coffee. It's just like being in class, guys. Okay. Let's give him that last little bit of cure. Once it is cured, I can remove my nail form. I can cleanse him with alcohol. And then I can go ahead and file and shape and buff. So let's see what we get here. Okay, taking my form off. Cool. Very neat. Okay, so I have a little bit of filing and buffing work to do, but I've got my preformed or my sculptured nail kind of on its way. Okay. All right, so let's move on. I'll go ahead and cure this guy with, or wipe him with alcohol, and then I'll buff a little bit more and get him ready to go. Cool. All right, so now when you do your nail tip, again, they have more directions right over here. When you do your tip, you're gonna do everything again. You're gonna follow steps 3 through 8, you are not going to have to do that sculpture process, obviously, because you have a tip. So the first thing I'm gonna do is take my builder and I'm going to just sort of swipe it down my nail just like I'm painting it. So I'm taking my nail tip that is blended. I'm just getting my gel on there. Okay. Fancy. Now I'm gonna take my building gel and I'm gonna go ahead and float that bead at that apex. Okay, it's self-leveling, so we're gonna go ahead and put it in. We're gonna do the flash cure, and then I'm gonna do the full 30-second cure. So as of right now, I'm done with this. I think this is a great alternative to acrylic if you are not the biggest fan of acrylics. But yeah, I think it's something that's gonna take a little bit of time. Nails, they're just a little more difficult. For me, at least. I would rather do hair than nails any day of the week. But this seems pretty easy to use. So as soon as I get this one out, I'm gonna cleanse it with alcohol too. I'll kind of show you what that looks like. I'm gonna give them a good file and a good buff, and I will post some after pictures for you on how they look. But this is the Orly Gel FX Builder in a bottle. It's a soak-off sculpting gel for nail extensions. So I hope you liked it. Let's see what we got. Fancy. So I'll send some after pictures when I'm done buffing. It shouldn't take too much, but I'll show you what I come up with. Have a good day, guys.